Hey everyone, Temporal here, and for this session we are reviewing a Plat soldier. If you guys are enjoying the content, please do like and subscribe, as that helps out quite a bit, and I really do appreciate it. Or if you are looking to get coaching yourself, you can join my Discord in the description below, see what rates look like, see what sort of promos, special events we have going on, all of that good stuff. Oh no.
1.
Okay.
Attackers incoming.
Late pick, but you're on offense.
Escort the payload.
Eye on your head and call for me if you need assistance.
You sort of wait for a moment here. We're set up here. Okay. So here we go. You're taking your angle. You and Fair are both taking it. I don't know why you're jumping around this corner. You're opening your angle. Are you trying to let her get the first shot because she has bigger opening damage, or are you just lining up a helix? Interesting. It was kind of a long delay from both of you. Why are you just in the middle of the lane though? Like, I thought you were going over here to play from here where you could close this angle if you wanted. Or maybe you're standing here where you could do it. Or maybe you're using the doorway. Or maybe you're going to transition from the doorway up to here and do this. But like, why are you just in the middle here? Okay, better heal station. Unfortunate. So I totally like that you're trying to finish with the helix here as soon as it's up. The problem that we run into is you've started your reload and then you're like, no, I got a helix. That helix isn't going to finish that Zarya. She's too healthy for that helix to finish her, and you've now canceled your reload here, so now you have to do it again. Well, okay, it shouldn't have finished her, but it did. Why did that finish her? Did she take more damage? Oh, because another fair rocket hit. Okay. If you delayed that like a tenth of a second, a tenth of a second even, a 20th of a second, you'd well, not a 20th of a second, but like a tenth of a second, a fifth of a second, you'd have had your reload complete. So we'd have liked to do that. Okay, you hear the hack happening. We're gonna spin. We're gonna spin. We're gonna spin. No, we're gonna let her shoot at us. Did we need to reload?
Damn it.
Yeah, you did. Okay. And now you go take high ground. Go take high ground. Go take high ground. The answer to what you're looking for is high ground. High ground. Your team is not positioned aggressively enough. They took forever to get the cart moving. Maybe you're going to go through here and try to get this high ground, which is okay. I actually think your team isn't ready for you to have that high ground yet, but I hope that's what you're doing. It's not. Okay, now it is. Good. No, sadly, those, unlike all the other glass in this game, okay, not all the other glass, but unlike all the other glass railings in this game, you can't break those glass railings. I wanted to finish the BAP. Well, yeah, I get that you wanted to finish the BAP, but there was a Sombra on you. Like, in this game, generally you want to protect yourself. You want to deal with things that are on you rather than go, oh, yes, let me go deal with this. Let me go deal with this. Like, you don't want to bite off more. You want to deal with the threat to you most times. Not in all situations. There's absolutely coordinated plays. There's absolutely finishing off a sliver type things that can make sense. But if you're not paying attention to someone, they can take you down pretty darn quickly. Is that true, Game Buster? I think that's true for some of the payload lures. I don't know if it's true for this one. Asserting dominance. This ride is annoying. Yeah, the spam is a little annoying. But that's okay. It's not even educational. It's not telling us what goes on in the desert.
Back in my team, we have this payload delivered already.
Onwards to victory.
Close your angle, sure. You do actually want to push his angle.
Got you in my
Yeah, you don't want to
sights.
do this. You don't want to walk into this situation where his team's threatening from here, here, here. Even though your team is doing okay and winning, you did actually want to continue to push him out through this angle. You wanted to do this. The same way tracers would battle for a flank, you actually wanted to, once he left, go and take this angle from him. The truth is, you never really wanted to be hanging out here in the first place. You wanted to go, oh, okay, we're done. Okay, let me spend the time to go get up here, or to go get out here, or to go out here, or to go up and over here. Like, you actually wanted to do those things the whole time. So I'll rewind to make the point better.
I don't play by the rules.
You're doing this. You got your checkpoint. That's great. You're backing out, and you probably just feel like, well, we can just brute force this. We should just win. This bridge is a terrible place to hold. And it is, but for some reason they're choosing to, and this isn't a very good angle. So, like, you just need to go, I'm going to sprint up here, and I'm going to play from over here and crush these guys. That's what you need to do. Instead,
The field's down.
this is sort of an angle, but it's a really defensive angle of, like, you can't threaten them until they're in.
Onwards to victory.
And this is happening, and their soldier is doing exactly what I want you to do. He's just doing it on a different angle. And oh no! Like, oh no, look at this. You're getting shot from the side, and you're going to deal with it. And you have the support, and you drive him off. But then, rather than pursuing him and continuing to drive him back and then threaten his team from out here, which would be preferable, you go, let me run it back up down mid. No, you don't run it up mid.
I've got you in my sights.
And now you're like, I'm going to run out here and visor you from here. No, from here, he can go behind cover. If you visor from here, you either get him or he's got nowhere to go type thing. From up here, if you visor, you can shoot over the Rhine shield and they've got nowhere to go type thing.
Payload secured. Move out. Resistance neutralized.
You just wanted to ult their ASAP before any of them get ults, but your setup sucked. Like, there's no reason you couldn't have been set up in a better spot earlier, like that high ground that I was talking about. Fine. Good healing station. We're not going to break the line? Okay. Almost. Good, good. A little scary with that there. Do we want to change our angle? So I'm sort of okay with what you're doing here and how you're choosing to fight this, at least while your healing station's up. But once it's clear that you're not going to get this soldier, he's healed up a bit, and your healing station's gone, now you're just fighting with the threat of a window, and you're fighting here, and, like, your legs, you relocate really, really quickly, go over here, and do this, and do this. And like, oh, look at this. You've got this angle to crush them from. Your team's already pushing from here, etc. Like, this is good. The high ground is good. And you didn't feel like you could hold this earlier. But now that your team has pushed them back a little bit, there's nothing to be had here. There's even a window looking here, and we don't like that. Just relocate. Now the window's irrelevant to you. You have a different angle, compromising soldiers' cover. You can deal with people that are trying to run back from the respawn. This cover is worthless against your team now because you can shoot here. Like, yeah, do that. Instead, you stand here, trying to sort of brute force this down. That angle would be so much easier. Yeah. I was going to split, but did it 0.3 seconds too late. Right, but it didn't even have to be split. You could have been turning that into aggression. As soon as you lost the opportunity the first time, either when your heal station expired, or when that soldier put his healing station down and got healed back up and didn't go down the first time, either one of those would have been a good opportunity to go, let me just invest a tiny little bit of time into a place that's going to pay off in dividends more value here.
Tactical necessity.
Okay? Sure?
Onwards to victory.
What are you doing? If your team is going this way, you're going to threaten this way, right? Or you're going to go high ground. High ground's going to take longer. Or you're gonna go up over here, right? Like you're not gonna run this way, right? That's not what's gonna happen. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Powered up.
Right side, right side, right side. Fine.
Enemy seen.
Good. Better. Sure. Good. Drop to that healing station or no? Okay. Fine. I don't think you needed to leave. I don't think there's any serious pressure on you to leave here. If you peek here, there's a McCree that you can fight while you've got your healing station up. If you don't want to peek there, you can shoot from here at the hog. If someone does start to come up and you hear them, you can sprint and leave just like you did. But I don't think there's any need to leave right now. Take advantage of your huge off angle on this hog. Without being in his effective range.
We have this payload delivered.
Okay. Almost. Almost. Didn't get much headshot damage on him, but you did have a good job of keeping that damage on him the whole time, even if we didn't get much headshot-wise. But look how cool I look jumping out of the window, helixing midair. You do look cool, but McCree then went and took your spot, and he did some stuff with it, and we don't like that.
I have your back.
And when you lost the team fight, they pushed you guys all the way back to here, which is not very good for us. Fortunately, they don't hold it very well. What? Okay. Sure. You gonna shoot him? No? Okay, good job trying to get the jump on him while he was busy and wasn't looking.
Let me get you patched up.
Anyone else want to do their jobs today? Move the payload.
Onwards to victory.
Gamebuster, you forgot what was in the desert? Did you forget about camel and cheetah lifespans? How could you? Adam will be so upset.
I've got you in my sight.
No! Okay, we've talked about this.
I've got you in
This
my
is the second
sights.
time you've just visored down main. Like, don't even bother visoring down main. Like, just stop it. Just don't even bother. You're visoring down main. They're going to have so many cover options against you. I'm not saying you're not going to get anything done, but the reason you're going to get things done is because Hog is already ulting. Your team has already effectively done what it's going to take to win this fight. If you're going to visor, you need to be up here. If you're going to visor, you need to be out here. Like, just don't even bother. If you just want to be a damage cannon, fine. Just be a damage cannon on main, whatever, but don't do it with visor. I don't actually want you to just damage cannon on main either. I want you to take your angles. But stop it. Like, stop it. Like, I want visor to be a reminder to you anytime you're thinking about pressing the button. Wait a second. I want to be in on an off angle. Like, I almost want to forbid you from visoring down main like this. Almost. You did it because you saw Ryan died. Okay.
Double kill. Triple kill.
I get that, but like, if you look at, you saw Ryan got eliminated, that is not the most important thing to making a successful visor. Like, that helps, don't get me wrong, but did you see what Ryan got eliminated to? Whole Hog. Whole Hog is already threatening from this direction. Whole Hog is already doing damage in this direction. We're good. If we have a different direction, we're like, see how Whole Hog can see stuff down this sight line? Like, if we just draw where Whole Hog affects, Whole Hog is like getting things like out here. So it's not getting things over here and over up here and perhaps back in there. Like, it's not getting all this space. Okay, cool. So if we went somewhere, if we were visoring from a direction that got some of those places, as well as some of this place, that's fine. So, like, an example of that would be, oh, you're visoring from over here. Well, you're threatening a lot of space the whole hog isn't. Or you're visoring from up here. Well, you're threatening a lot of space that the whole hog isn't, like the soldier, like that mercy currently, potentially like that BAP once he drops. Like, that would be good. This, like, we don't need more damage. We have the whole hog, and we have whole hog plus regular soldier damage is enough to threaten this angle. We don't need to be like, yes, I need 20% more damage. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Double, triple kill.
You were going to win this fight regardless. But if you were going to visor, it would have been so much better from here or from here.
This will help.
Left? Left? No, you're going to go mid. Okay.
Double kill.
Right? Left? Not mid? Left? Left? See how he's playing for the angle? I want you to drive him back. I want you to drive him back like you did, but then I want you to take that space that you earned from him, because once you take that space you earned from him by driving back further, then you'll be able to threaten from in here. Which is like, you see how he was out here threatening your team from here while his team threatened your team from here? I want you to be in a situation where your team is threatening from here while you're threatening them from here, the inverse of that. Now, you have to get your timing right. You couldn't actually open and start threatening them now. They'd all turn and deal with you because your team isn't in play enough yet. But about 6 seconds from now, that's going to be golden. And he's going to threaten that angle again because you didn't drive him off adequately.
Time to heal up. Good choice. Always too overconfident.
And if you look at this, you see, well, we'll see a second ago. Even now, he's ready to go, hey, my team is threatening this way, so I want to threaten this way. He understands the legs. He's now going to betray his understanding and come back this way, but, like, that was better. And you should really be thinking the same way. You should be thinking, no, I want control of this. Or at least I want to do something where I, like, have cover against him while I'm fighting these guys, which is sort of what you're doing right now, so I'll go with that. But, like, these are important. These flanks that you battle over. These actually are important. Okay? Okay, I thought it was okay because we really needed to win next point, didn't want to hold it, and then I see it spiral like last big fight. I hear you. I hear you. Though you did get it on first. You won first, and then after winning first, they started trying to hold first, which was weird.
It's
I'm not a young man anymore. That payload's not
I'm
going to deliver
taking
itself.
care.
Move it!
I don't just want you to break run shield. I want you to think about, am I going to go up over here and threaten? This is kind of close, kind of scary. Am I going to go up here and threaten? Or am I going to go over here, like my Reinhardt's doing, and threatening? If I shoot in from here, some of their attention is going to turn over here, which is going to turn it away from the front of my team, which is going to make it way easier for the front of my team to advance. And if none of their attention turns to me, well, I'm just going to eliminate their mercy. I'm just going to eliminate their soldier, those sorts of things. That's how this works. And Junkrat sort of recognizes that that's important, that that's why he's spamming this angle, because he recognizes that that'll happen. But you could see those nades and instead decide to take this one or to take this one and go, oh, let me quickly eliminate the mercy there, etc. Running in mid.
60 seconds.
I've got you in my sights.
Okay. Just sprint out, sprint out. Okay. So, like, your aim is good, and that's good. You spent a lot of time working on your aim. Your aim is good. Your aim can do what you need it to. but it's where you
Knock
deploy
me
the
down
same
and
that's
I'll
going to
keep
matter.
getting back up.
Like, you do need the angles. The angles are the king.
30 seconds.
And I think you're
remaining.
thinking, no, I just need to use my aim as much as possible. I just need to do as much damage as possible. But it's not actually about just doing as much damage as possible, holding down left-click shots that hit for as long as possible. It's actually about opening things up. Threatening those angles splits attention and lets your team push, or lets you get eliminations. You're shooting into Rhine Shields when you go main.
Onwards.
And even when you're not shooting into Rhine Shields, they get to hide behind carts and things.
I've got you in my
Payload is
sights.
approaching its destination. Double kill.
I'm a man on a mission. Stay out of the way.
This is not the end.
10 seconds remaining.
Push the attack now.
Like, you see how as soon as you use your divisor, you had to work your way up over here to make these pillars not work so you could get the eliminations, and then you shot this way and it was pretty easy because they were set up to defend against your team from here. Like, you know what you could have done? You could have just come in this way to start. None of their defenses were set up to prevent you from coming in from here, and you just win. Okay, I know I'm hitting on this point hard, but like it is the most important point that you're going to run into here. Like it is the next step in playing a hit scan hero.
Ready for battle.
This soldier is much better than RD Jersey. I agree. Marius is quite a bit better than RD Jersey. Seems like easy chances to make. Great! Fantastic! Fantastic.
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
Sniper, be ready.
Good. Yep.
Target down.
No cover makes this challenging. Nice. Just leave. She's gonna get the res, but that's life. Leave. She doesn't have boosters. You waited too long.
Patched up.
Where does it hurt?
Good. Good. Nice try. Sure.
Stärke. Onwards to victory.
It's fine. This is not really the appropriate retreat path. You were slightly better going left here, but both were
Feeling
rough.
grand.
Probably wouldn't use healing station there. This isn't really a good place to plot out. This is you back to, I'm just gonna play down main, which isn't actually amazing by plotting this healing station here. And your Anna is literally sitting right here and would get to you pretty quickly if you just kind of went, okay, I'll play somewhat passive until she heals me rather than spend my 15-second cooldown to play around a place that isn't that great.
Fire at will.
Well, that was interesting. I think you've eliminated them more recently than you have, but if you press tab, you're going to see that they're all alive except for this one who just went off the edge. So we do not have any reason to run up here whatsoever. Like maybe if there was one person alive, you could do this, but they're all alive. They might be in spawn, but they're alive. Okay, all good.
I don't quit till the fight's done.
Somebody get me some healing.
Sure.
Anyone need some healing?
Helden sterben nicht.
It's a little tough with how he's moving, but yeah. Sure.
Onwards to victory.
Off angles are pretty powerful.
Good choice. Get over here and heal up.
He's in a bubble. Like, I know his health is low enough to finish him, but he's in a bubble and you interrupted your reload again. Yeah.
60 seconds remaining.
Sure, this is good. Leave. Totally fine to try, but as soon as it doesn't work, we leave. Since it was just us poking into them, now we play here.
My ultimate is almost ready. My ultimate is almost ready.
Keep running, keep running. Okay. Great.
Enemies down.
Don't want to go to war with me.
30 seconds remaining.
Our time is running out. Everyone get on defense.
Crosshair, crosshair, crosshair. Why are you staring at the ground? Why are you doing this early? He knows you're here. Remember, we helix early when they don't know that we're here. If they're staring right at us, if they know that we're here, we don't expect to hit a helix. We use the helix late in their life total. It helps control their movement. It helps let us finish them off with shots. Now.
10 seconds remaining.
It's unfortunate. You guys almost full held this.
Helden sterben nicht.
I don't quit till the fight's done.
I'm under attack.
Hey,
Team, heal up.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
I'm under attack.
Okay.
hey.
The positioning, you just don't have good options here. Yeah, I'll live with it.
The payload has reached the checkpoint. Team kill.
Knock me down and I'll keep getting back up.
Ultimate is almost ready.
I've got you in my sights. Resistance. I've got you in my sights.
You're kind of early for this. Like, you get elimination, so I'm going to be fine with it. But you're a little early for maximum value out of this. Not a big deal.
Everyone, heal up. Resistance neutralized.
Go right, go right, go right. Okay.
Target
fine.
rich environment.
Leave, leave, leave.
Victory.
Yeah. So, kind of like, you know this Winston's here because you just ran from him. You see this McCree's being rezzed. He's at his optimal range, not your optimal range. Can you beat him? Yeah, you can beat him at his optimal range. Can you beat him at his optimal range when he has a Mercy involved? Even if you have a Mercy involved? It's really challenging. Just sprint. Literally just sprint and go, okay, I'll sprint. I'll spend the time to go up here. Cool. And now I'll have this high ground advantage, or I'll drive back this ball, or whatever the case may be. Or even I'll sprint over here and I'll play from here. Like, we don't want a close range fight with McCree. We know that. Not unless we get the drop on it.
Onwards to victory.
It's a good Helix, but
Enemy seen.
sadly, Helix is not quite as good as Flash Fan. I thought if I jumped just as the flashes, you could finish him. Okay, so this might seem like unlucky. It might.
Target down.
But let me ask you, why is your cover why is your nearest cover option like a good second and a half away against this Kree? Why couldn't you have been playing from here? Why couldn't you have been playing from here? Why couldn't you have been playing from here? There's not a good answer to any of those questions because you could have been.
Come out and face me.
And it wasn't gonna like help you eliminate the ball faster by
Knock
getting
me
close
down,
like you
I'll
did.
keep getting back up.
High ground? High ground? To assert dominance.
Hello.
Cool. Turn around and deal with this Winston. Turn around and deal with the Winston. Yep. Unfortunate. If you turned around faster, he probably would have been eliminated. Good. Okay, now what are we doing?
Tactical.
Like, you're up here, you do this.
60 seconds.
He just needed over to be eliminated, that's unfortunate. He actually can't get you.
Remaining.
He actually doesn't currently have the space to get a fireball against you. If you just stand right here, if you literally go, instead of backing away, you take a step forward, he's going to be stuck. He's going to be stuck in the door frame, and he's going to be like, wait, what? No, because he won't be able to hit the fireball to actually boop you. He actually does require a little distance to get going, and then you'll laugh at him, and you and Farrah will shred him. You legit didn't need to run away from this. I know it's scary because I'm telling you to like body block this hero that boops you, etc. But you actually ball requires some distance to get going in his fireball, and you just laugh at him and melt him. The temporal haircut? Yeah. Thanks for noticing, Danan Split. Yeah, that would have been much better. All good, Marius.
The war goes on.
Activating self-destruct sequence.
30 seconds.
Okay, where's your cover? Hey, well, it's fine.
Get out of my way or I'll
Okay.
run you over.
They've got one more team fight, but you full wiped them, so you can do exactly. Punish them on the top rotation. You can just visor it.
Got you in my sights.
Don't need to drop. Didn't need to drop. If your visor stops getting value, that was mostly just a so be it type thing. Okay, so your biggest thing, you did a much better job on the second round of taking ankles. You maybe would have done some really long detours on the second round, and you probably spent a little more travel time than I'd have liked in terms of you're in there, you do like one elimination, and then you just leave and go all the way back type stuff, when you could have just been like, let me close the angle, wait a second or two, reopen it, and do more work. So like, I don't want you to turn the first round completely into the second round, because the second round was a lot of running around. Really what I want you to do is I want you to use shift to take a good angle, deepen it, get shallower with it, open the angle, close the angle. You can close the angle and just wait for a second or two, reopen it, and that sort of thing. So like what you did in second round was better, than what you did in first round, but I'd like to sort of ease back the movement just a little bit from what you did on second round. But second round looks pretty good in terms of that. So we're really looking to take angles. We should understand that like what that soldier was doing to us was he was going, hey, I'm controlling this angle, and you might have to battle him. You might have to battle a tracer. You might have to battle someone for angle control, for a flank control like that. And that's what normal higher level Overwatch looks like. It's the, hey, we're going for little 1v2, 1v1, 2v2 skirmishes to take these flank routes, to take these angles that we can potentially shoot through, we can potentially do damage through, because if we can get control of them, we have a surround on the opponents, and it's kind of predetermined from there that you're going to win. I can tell you in most situations, most of the time, before a fight here happens, like before the fight actually happens, before any eliminations have happened, if the attacking team has some people here, and someone here, they're probably going to win the fight. If the defending team has someone threatening through here, someone threatening through here, and someone threatening from here, they're probably going to win the fight. That's kind of how it works. Can things change it? Can you overwhelm the team that has the angle advantage with ult sometimes? Will someone just make a stupid play and get crushed? Could you have something where like, hey, your Winston goes in from main and then gets nanoed for an extra life and then primaled for an extra life and you're just able to win anyways? Absolutely. But these fundamentals are so strong in terms of which team has control of the angles that that's a big deal. So you're going to take these angles and you have to fight people over them, so be it. Fight people over these angles. And if you start to lose the fight, leave, go get heals, then try again type thing. But that's perfectly okay. Or if you go, hey, their soldier has this angle and I don't like it and he's already set up so I don't like it, fine, I'm going to take this angle. Now it's an even fight because each team is like, well, I'm using the same color, but they've got control of this, or you've got control of this angle, and they have control of this angle and this angle. Well, that's a more even fight, and you can potentially do something with that. That's better than trying to fight with just one angle. So fight with these angles, but you don't need, if someone shows up here and like tickles you a little bit, to go, let me run and go over here and go over here and go over here. Like you can just be like, okay, let me close the angle on them, get the Harmony Orb, reopen the angle, and challenge it again type thing. So a little less running around time if we can do it than what you did in the first part of the second round, but the second round was closer to right than the first round in terms of what you were doing, in terms of getting control, firing from the angles, etc. They don't have to be the wide loopy flanks that you went for, where you're like, aha, yes, I am going to shoot you from back here while my team shoots you from here. Those are fine, but they can also just be the more passive, hey, I can shoot you from here, maybe as we're winning I deepen it, but I can just shoot you from here. Or, hey, my team is shooting you from here, I'm shooting you from here, and as you guys push in, that actually just automatically makes my angle deeper on you, because I go from shooting like this to shooting like this, which is like, oh, hey, great, etc. So that's what I really want, and you especially want to tie that to your visors. I just don't really want these visors down mid. I don't care that the Rhine Shield broke. Obviously, I care that the Rhine Shield broke, but I don't care that much that the Rhine Shield broke. They're going to have cover because they knew that they were fighting you in this direction. They have a payload. They have a pillar. They have stairs. Oh, your visor's from up here? Shoot. Oh, your visor's from over here? Shoot. They knew that they were fighting this way. Your whole team told them that they were fighting from this way. So even when their Rhine shield breaks, they've got cover. You'll notice when I'm coaching Rhine players that I tell them their shield is for them, the Reinhardt, not for their entire team. Well, as the teams get better, they know that too, and so they weren't counting on the Rhine shield to protect them from visors, high noons, widow shots, ash shots in the first place. So angles, angles, angles. Hold your angles, battle over the angles, don't visor down mid. The aim still looking good. I'm liking what I'm seeing there. The Helix rocket usage mostly looking quite good. Again, you seem to have gone a little bit in the I should always open with Helix rocket, which isn't quite true. You open with Helix rocket when they're not aware of you. You finish with Helix rocket when they are aware of you when you start the fight. The healing stations look good. Yeah. Like angles, both taking them and fighting over like playing from the angles and then fighting over the angles are just going to be so heavily. I don't even want to give you other points because that is so heavily from this VOD what is going to be the most important thing for you to work on. So that's what I want you to do. And you can think of that as 2 points. Go take your angles, go use your angles. You weren't doing enough of that in the first round. And then, hey, this battle over the angles is important. Battle over it, or if you feel like you can't win it, go get it. You can battle over it, retreat, try to battle over it again type thing, or take a different angle so that it's even, those sorts of things. But you sent me some Discord messages. Let me take a quick look here. I don't have room for one more right now, Marcel. I've got a scrim to go coach. I'm sorry. Healing station was absolutely in starter positions. Take angles, high rank flanks more and more intelligently. Still need to work on that. The second round was better than the first. Don't run in front of team to do silly ultimates. You didn't run in front of your team to do silly ultimates, but the ults were still down mid, and that's a problem. Reload less often during fights. You had a couple reload cancels where you tried to force your helix when you had no shots left that you'd already started your reload. Like, helix immediately if that's what's happening. If you're like, oh, I've got to finish with this because I ran out of ammo. But really, your helix shouldn't be tied to you running out of ammo in the first place. Your helix should be tied to their health. You're not trying to be like the helix itself is going to finish them. It's great if it does. You would like it to, actually. But you're also okay with if they move away from the helix, you're going to hit them with left click. So, like, there's a little more to that. It can't just be like, I'm out of ammo, now I helix. It should be there at a low enough health threshold that you helix. Take the non-tanks down first. It's not strictly take non-tanks down first. There's some truth to that. It's generally take the off-angled opponent down first. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think we've covered what we needed to for you. So if you have any more questions, you can absolutely throw them up in chat. If you are enjoying the content, please do like and subscribe, as that helps out quite a bit, and I really do appreciate that. Or if you're looking to get coaching yourself, you can join my Discord in the description below, see what rates look like, see what sort of promos, special events we have going on, all of that good stuff. These are the biggest things for me to work on. Oh, you went and said them there. Okay. I responded to most of those because you discorded them to me. Heal station does have a very long cooldown. Usually these were great healing stations. I do remember the healing stations you used to drop. Your team really hates it if you say Rhine Shield is for Rhine, not team. Yeah, they really don't like it. I know. Now I'm all good. Thanks, I'll work on angles. Problem? No, thank you. Okay, sounds good. Then I'll see you in the next one, and I'm happy to do a review for your friend in the future. I just don't have time right now. Okay, that's going to do it, guys. Thanks. DeBoral out.